It goes to all of us because we're all here and we're all excited for Postbots. That's right. We're back with another season of Postbots here in season 2 of ProBots. Joining me, as always, is Endersword. You can see below me is the fantastic author Ketroc coming in second place last season, right? Or third place. Third place. That's right. Yeah, but and first place the season before that, and then of course down in the bottom right there are resident kangaroo Laddie.
G'day.
You gotta have one.
Gotta have one. Every good show does. How are things in Australia right now? Pretty nice, I would imagine.
They're cold.
A little cold. How cold does it get in Australia?
It doesn't snow where I am usually. Not heaps at least.
Cold.
Yeah, it's like cold for Australia, which is normally cooking.
Yes. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about some of our games. As I'm sure you all are aware, we just started Season 2 last night, and we had some awesome games. We did have one unfortunate, disqualification. Annie bot, unfortunately, broke and was not working. So we'll see kind of how that... We'll keep you guys informed as to what's going on there, but by the looks of it, Annie bot will probably be out of the tournament come 2 weeks from now. But... we'll see how that goes. Ketroc, are you excited for your debut next week in Season 2?
Yeah,
I guess your Season 2
things
debut.
coming. Yeah. Got a few new things coming from
I saw
last season.
Some fun stuff in the chat. You're going down the evil route. It's like in Mass Effect when you can do good actions or bad actions, and it seems like you're going down the evil path a little bit.
Yeah, I had to up the BM game a little bit. That didn't make it into for this update, but if I make it to round 3, I guess, week 4, it'll be in that update. Yeah.
So you're already anticipating moving on to the upper bracket.
Well, to make the first update, you just have to win once, whether it's upper bracket or lower bracket. So as long as I win once, we'll see this come through.
Gotcha.
Of course, I have to win again to BM my opponent, though. You can't BM when you're losing.
Well, you could, but
it's usually the best time.
Yeah. Just start calling him a crappy piece of circuitry or something.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at our games from last night. Let's go ahead and do have our bracket. Refresh everybody's memory here as to all the bots that are qualified. We do have 16 bots going at it. We saw some awesome games. Yeah, that Gency bot, Annie bot game unfortunately did not happen, but I'm very excited to see Gency versus Eris. Eris, one of our new bots, doing quite well already. Putting on a good show against Spud. Who do you think is the Endersword? Who do you think is the real the challenge here? The ringer? Is it going to be Micro Machine again? Ketroc?
I think you always have to say Micro Machine is like a favorite going in. I'm not sure what the rankings were this season on their ladder, but I kind of think Micro Machine's always one of the best, and I think Micro Machine ended last season mad. so I think he's going to come out swinging, or both of them are going to come out with a finished product. There's also been like a good amount of time between the seasons, like a few months, and it's often shorter than that. So I think they've had time to do it if they've put effort in.
Potentially. I have seen in some Discord chats that they're thinking about just kind of letting Micro Machine be for a little bit in the near future. So maybe after the season or something, and just kind of see how far he can go on his own merit, which, I would not be surprised to see Micro Machine in 5 more seasons of ProBots, even without updates, Yeah. It would not be surprising at all. But yeah, great lineup. Some awesome bots in here. Yeah, Ketroc versus Benbot is going to be a phenomenal game. Benbot always bringing us some fun stuff. And then Straylock, Dominion Dog. Where's our other new bot? Sharkbot is new. Prism Beams is new. We had 5 new bots. Eris is new.
Yeah.
Veteran is new, and Creepmind is new.
Yeah.
That is awesome to see 5 new bots in our tournament. Oh yeah, and Laddie, I always forget because he's not in our dang call. If we could get his picture in our call, I'd remember he's here more.
Yeah.
You take him off screen, and I forget he's here. Laddie, what do you think of all this? See, this is why I just don't go to lineup. Just who you liking so far in the season? Obviously, you get a little bit of a behind the scene look as well as to how these bots work more than most people, right?
Eris's muta harass. I thought that's something that a lot of bots have tried, and it's sort of like the Oracle harass. No one really got it right, and a lot of the time it was a big failure and a large cost in resources. But Eris just, there were times where, I don't know if it was the third game or something, Eris was throwing away mutas at the start, but then second game, yeah. But then, yeah, it just pulled itself together and was really, diving on turrets and making just generally good decisions. I think that I haven't really seen a bot make with mutas, at least with what I've seen. So I thought that was really, really exciting to see.
I agree.
I think that all originated from a human versus bot game we saw between No Regret and Micro Machine a couple seasons ago, where No Regret just made a whole bunch of mutas and walked all over Micro Machine. And then Rasper was like, that's a good idea. Like, I've been using my mutas all wrong. So he's put a lot more effort into, like, still kite back, but when you see the opportunity, jump on a turret and take it out. Or jump on a Thor and take it out. That sort of idea.
That was probably one of the most impressive parts, was just how passive it wasn't in those scenarios. Because, a lot of the time we do see it, I'm taking a little damage, time to run away. And then it'll kind of sit on the outside of the range of a unit or something like that and just take unnecessary damage and die and not really do anything. But it's kind of like with your Vikings too, right, Ketroc? Where you have to just find that right moment to, okay, I'm just going to dive and attack. Doesn't matter if I'm taking damage. And that way you can take out Tempests or, whatever you're going for. You just have to have that gumption to go.
Yeah.
It's tougher. It's tough to script decision making like that. It's much easier to script like mechanics. Like, so the ability to stay back and kite is easy, but the decision of making when to go in can be difficult because, what will work in one scenario will look like ridiculously suicidal in a different scenario. So it's hard to get it always right.
Yeah, I found too that its ability to like split up what was originally a flock was also really good. Like, it would go in with 8, and if it kind of had Marines attack and they split up, they would now just act as independent units. They they weren't intent on like remerging or anything. They just split into groups of 2, 3, 4, and it kind of worked.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're all actually individual units, so they might work that way and only come together when it's time to snipe a missile turret or something.
That's teamwork right there.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look. We'll see that in our game in one of our last replays here. But let's go ahead and pull up some of these replays we've got. We did have 3 amazing best of 3s. We started off with Tier versus Creepmind. Again, Creepmind, one of our new Zerg bots. We mentioned last night we didn't see a lot of creep out of Creepmind. I thought that was particularly interesting. Now, why do you guys have any reason why? Just not a priority yet in the bot code, I guess.
I think it intends legitimately to take over the map by putting hatcheries everywhere.
Yeah,
I think that was the only creep that it intended to do.
Yeah, I don't think we saw any creep tumors.
I believe the situation is that Creepmind, he does play like normal macro games and expands and spreads creep and whatnot, but he decided that his bot's just not developed enough to be able to take on Tier.
Yeah.
So he came in with some special builds just for Tier. So that's why it's it's very different. It comes with the 12 pool, it comes with the what was it, the 6 hatcheries off of just a spawning pool.
Yeah. The first game where he was just insanely greedy actually worked out perfectly against what Tier was doing because Tier was so passive going up to that 2 bases. So and we do see that in multiple bots, I think, just a little bit of passivity where that build could absolutely get this bot very far in this tournament if you're not aggressive enough like this, where you got to see that 1 base attack really shut down the greed. This one though, this wasn't that greedy of a game actually, just an unfortunate build order.
Yeah, well, I had mentioned at the time that like the transitioning from one to the other, the extreme macro to the like 12 pool basically was probably the wrong way to go, because if you just lost your extreme macro game, you probably lost it because he did a 1 base. And so now you're 12 pulling into the 1 base that he's going to repeat. So yeah, it would have made sense to do like a standard game after that instead. And then if that fails, go into your...
All right. Well, next we've got Sharpened Edge and veteran. I'm so glad to see Sharpened Edge back. Sharpened Edge wasn't in the last couple seasons, right? Or was Sharpened Edge
qualified, but Imphy decided to bring the Harvester.
That's right.
Was pretty similar to Sharpened Edge, but Sharpened Edge has always been like, even though he doesn't develop the Sharpened Edge very much, Sharpened Edge is still the best Protoss spot on the ladder, I believe.
It's up there,
right up there. Maybe additional pylons or Sharkbot, but Sharpened Edge is always one of the best.
Yeah, it's nice to see back. Yeah, I guess you're right. It's unfortunate Harvester won't be around. We did see some phenomenal stuff out of that bot in the last couple seasons. But it is nice, to get an old veteran back around. We're gonna say veteran a lot now with veteran as thing. Do we have clips from that game? I'm assuming they're coming. But yeah, veteran is one of our other new bots. Yeah, a lot of new bots last night. Who can tell me a little bit about veteran? I've seen a little bit of hype for him.
So veteran is one of the top bots, but from a different period. So from like 2 years ago. And he's actually a lot better than his qualifying rank because he joined the ladder so late, he didn't have time to go way up the ladder. He was actually rising on the ladder at a tremendous rate, and then the season ended.
Oh.
So he finished in 9th, but I think he would have ended up around like 4th or 5th.
Wow.
Before he evened out. He does a lot of things very, very well. Unfortunately, Tempest doesn't seem to be one of those things, and that was his kryptonite here.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely didn't seem to understand this at all. So I think like the types of games that ended up being played really took out the economic advantage that it's supposed to have.
Yeah,
because it just didn't play into it at all. Like it didn't matter.
Well, we've only got a few bots that can deal with Tempest at this point. Sorry, go ahead, laddie.
For context, he's I think 2nd on the ladder at the moment, only behind Micro Machine.
Nice.
And that's in season 2 that just started, right?
Yep.
That is impressive.
Yeah, so he's clearly quite high level bot.
Well, once he figures out how to deal with Tempest, then he'll be fine.
Yeah.
So, he's an active author too, so his bot's only going to be getting better.
Yeah. Pretty scary.
Well, and we've only seen his TVP, so yeah, I'm very excited to see. I think we got a TVT out of him next, right?
Yeah, he did comment. I think that his worst matchup was Terran, maybe.
Oh, really?
I think so, but yeah.
But I've got the bracket here somewhere. Let me pull that up.
And we didn't get to see. There was like 1 or 2 Reapers in this, but we haven't got to see anything like Mass Reaper yet. And he says like his Reaper micros the best. So curious to see more of it.
Oh, I'm sorry. He's going up against Creep Mind in the next, so it'll be a TVZ will be his next matchup.
He also has incredible Widowmine micro.
Ooh.
He'll send them all in kind of like Antibot does, but he'll be moving them in, planting them as they take damage. As soon as they launch, he'll retreat them out, repair them, bring them back in again. Nice. And it becomes like this waves of Widowmines just coming in and out with perfect micro.
Yeah, Widowmines really did a phenomenal job. What was it? It was last season, right? Or was it 2 seasons ago?
Yeah,
last season it did already.
I think it was last season too. Yeah, I'm really surprised we don't see more Terrans do Widowmines. Now, why don't you do Widowmines, Ketroc?
I haven't coded it.
Just haven't gotten there yet.
I wanted to actually, but Veteran does exactly what I wanted to do, so I'm like, I don't need to do it anymore. I can see exactly how it'll work just by how Veteran does it.
Oh yeah, that clip right there. You had mentioned Endersword that Sentry was on the high ground, even though it was on the ramp a little bit. That was interesting.
Yeah, it must have been just out of range.
Just on the high ground. Yeah, sweet. All right, well, yeah, some good games. What else we got? Oh, yeah, and then Gen C Antibot, unfortunately, did not happen. We will see Gen C Bot versus Eris in a few weeks. That should be good. We're going to see some clips here from Eris, actually. Eris versus Spud.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we had a lot of our new bots last night. Now, Eris, I've been hearing some really good things about as well. Where are my
Yeah, it is the new iteration of Spiny. So
yes.
As apparently Spiny was going to be updated, but then it was updated enough that it deviated into its own new thing. So that's what Eris is, and it should be pretty good.
I'm so glad it does Nidus.
Yeah, Nidus is key.
Well, the co-author is Rasper made Spiny, and he's one of the co-authors of Eris, but the other co-author is Paul, who you may remember as the Nidus Worm King from previous season.
Yeah.
So 2 of the top Zergbots are now working together on.
They collaborated. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's
I
good
like
to
it.
know. That's a fun little
So
bit.
Eris
We
has
didn't
been
get
getting
that
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice. All right.
Do we have clips from that one?
That's what I'm waiting for.
that's
There
like-
it is.
There we go.
Apparently, we have to ask for things around here.
Yeah,
They
I
don't just
guess
happen
so.
automatically. Ridiculous.
So yeah, this is the first game where I think this first attack happens on Eris's side of the map, and so the first fight being won means that he starts to lose these bases, and I think that kind of sets the tone in Spud's favor. So even though the mutas came out to delay, it was after too much loss, and it was also after Spud had gotten too far ahead and too much economy.
Well, and this position was, I think, just really detrimental to Eris as well, because it actually allowed Spud to kind of just keep grouping up, and he just kind of held this position for a long time. Look at all these, units just rallying and dying.
Yeah, just kept killing these two bases because he kept wanting to retake this, and so he never got anything going.
Muta control and Ravager control are really impressive.
Yeah.
But the early lead and then the upgrade difference got ridiculous. Got to the point where Zerglings weren't even doing anything.
Yeah.
3/3 bio against Zerglings is always going to go
0/0 Zerglings, not so good.
No, I really like the. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Is that just a flaw in Eris that it doesn't upgrade, or do you guys know? Because I just felt like towards the late game, if it had have upgraded, it could have potentially even taken this map. Maybe.
Well, it got one upgrade, but so
for
there's
the mutas,
obviously something in there to be like, okay, get an upgrade. But yeah, maybe either it skipped out on the others because of or it's just not programmed in yet to get more than the +1 flyer attack for the mutas. Maybe he's really just relying on the mutas to do their work with that +1 attack, buy him enough time, and just overwhelm.
That is sort of, I guess, a symptom of a younger bot. I forget who it was, but there's been a couple where they're too young and they haven't really coded in the upgrades yet. They've got their basic game plan, but that's about it.
There's a lot that goes into all this. You don't think about it when you're playing as a human very much, but from the bot perspective, you really have to think about every little detail, every positions of stuff, numbers of things. Or if you're a human, it's like, oh, I'm just going to make a bunch of this, and it looks like it's more.
Yeah,
it's a lot more intuition, whereas the bots are a lot more numbers and that. So it does definitely. I think it almost changes the game, not completely, but pretty drastically.
It could even be specific logic too. Like if you're behind on army supply and you start spending your money on upgrades, you're just going to lose the game.
Yeah.
So maybe he says, okay, until I even up my army supply with my opponents, I'm not going to get any upgrades. And since he never got an even army supply the entire game, he never got any upgrades.
That's a good point.
He was kind of dead for like 15 minutes, but did a really good job distracting Spud with mutas, which bought him so much time. But
if he had been able to keep him off 5 bases, he could have eventually potentially starved him out, but it was just too much economy at that point. So here's the mutas I think that come in, and these first ones kind of die if this is the engagement.
Yeah, this is where they just get massacred. But this was the one where he ended up coming back more effectively than the others. I think it's just somehow he just managed to distract enough, I guess, that he was able to
look at him diving on the missile turrets, just devastating the mineral lines afterwards, even trying to pull away the muta that's getting targeted.
That's beautiful how it keeps the rest of them there, but does try to save the wounded one, the one getting targeted for retention.
It's an oddly brave dive too, because a single SCV was repairing the turret, but if 2 had been repairing the turret, he would have lost. He went in and killed it. So it's a good decision in the moment, but it's an interesting decision for a bot to make.
Now, this was my favorite, how the Reapers just staring over the cliff while the Zerglings ruin the base here.
And I think this is the key to the win too on both of these, is that Spud was attacked with 2 bases each time, whereas in the first one, he was on the offensive and had 3 bases already before the attack happened.
And then just right as the command center goes boom, he's like, hey, what the hell was that? Cracks me up. Oh, great. Yeah, it was great stuff. Eris really, really showing that he can go toe to toe and keep the game going, even if he's down and losing units, not taking the best engagements. He buys time. He keeps the other bot busy and is able to just kind of do his thing. So how do you think it's going to stand up against, obviously like Micro Machine or even Tier or something like that? Will it be able to distract a more refined bot like that, do you think?
I mean, it all depends if it has all the advanced stuff that Spiny did. Eris is a bot it's very new, but it's getting better. Like week to week, you can see it getting better and better on the ladder. So if he gets it back up to like Spiny level, plus all the new additions he has to Eris that Spiny didn't have, he could be a serious threat to win the whole thing.
Yeah, to me, the potential weakness there is the fact that it does kind of rush to Spire. Essentially, like it's not really adequately defended up until that point. So if someone's just aggressive early, then they could just be, which is what happened in the first game. Like when Spud was on the initiative, he just beat him. But so if someone kind of went with a 1-base, 2-base attack, they could probably and that's usually the case with mutas. If you let a bunch of mutas come out and can't deal with them right away, then they're just going to harass you for a long, long time. Whereas usually when you see a flock of mutas, that's when you want to be attacking them because they just spent like 2,000 resources on something else that can't fight you. So that's usually the spot, but we'll see. So I think someone like a Micro Machine should, it attacks early, so it should be fine. Because
it attacks early and attacks often.
Yeah, just constantly attacks, right? So I think that would be a weakness. But against some other bots, again, if anyone's at all passive, then I think they may lose to it. And if anyone at all is incapable of splitting their army up to partially go home, I find this is one of the main weaknesses too. Is if someone's constantly backstabbing you, too many bots have the tendency to just bring everything back. And we see that
F2 syndrome,
yeah.
Even bots do it.
Yeah, even if they're 90% of the way across the map, and you're like, "This is a base trade," they come home.
Yeah.
So, and we see that sort of behavior, and it's hard to decide how much do I need to deal with the mutas versus this or whatever. But yeah, I think this will be very effective against some bots, and then completely ineffective against others. But we'll see how it plays out over the season.
Well, we're going to see Eris up against, again, Gensi bot in 3 weeks' time, and that should be a real good test of Eris's ability to deal with a Terran, I think. Gensi bot, I'm excited to see what Gensi bot has this season. Every season, it feels like it just gets a little bit more refined, a little bit better in its army control, in its decision-making, just little tiny refinements as it goes on. And yeah, Gensi bot's always been one of my personal favorites.
Yeah, I think the biggest upgrade there is it attacked earlier and earlier. And now I think Gensi, well, I don't know what it is right now, but at least as of last season, Gensi bot was attacking a little with 50 supply to just see what's up and then pull back. And I think, again, against Eris, that might work. That 50 supply might kill the lings that are out and then whatever.
Yeah. All right, well, we've got next week coming up, 8 more bots going at it. We've got Micro Machine versus Prism Beams, Sharkbot versus Additional Pylons, Ketroc versus Benbot, and Straylock versus Dominion Dog. So a few TVTs in there. Sharkbot is Terran as well, right?
Protoss.
Or Protoss. So we've got a PvP. Yeah. Excellent. So we'll start with the TVP, a little PvP, and then a few more TVTs. Nice. Yeah, I haven't seen Sharkbot at all. I'm excited to see kind of what he's got, because I try to watch the AI Arena ladder on Twitch and catch some of these bots and kind of see how they're doing and what they're up to. But I have not seen anything from Sharkbot. So
he is a big threat. He beats Micro Machine with 2 different cheeses, and apparently he has a macro build that can beat Micro Machine that he hasn't shown yet. So
oh boy,
yeah. So he can do it on both ends. Okay. Another active author, and Yeah, he'll do some stuff you haven't seen from Postbots. Maybe finally see that Oracle control you've been waiting to see.
Ooh,
for
that
so
would be
long.
nice.
That's 11 seasons. I want to see an
That's
Oracle.
the dream.
He actually
once,
even
I just
uses
wanna see
Revelation as well, so it makes my cloak banshees pretty useless.
Oh,
But
nice.
yeah.
Well, that's where I feel like the Oracle would really be the most useful, is just as a utility. You know, get 1 or 2 for that Revelation, maybe to do a little extra DPS on defense or something. But the harass has been
harass well as well.
It can,
Like one
but
day
it
we'll
hasn't
see it.
yet.
No,
When it does,
hasn't
I'll be
yet.
impressed.
Yeah.
We'll get there. Oh yeah, we got one more little thing here. We're gonna do a fun little guess that bot. That may, you know what we're missing out on is like, the dark outline
of the
like
bot. Yeah, okay.
we need to do that. Drexelma, take notes. But yeah, we got a fun little quiz for you here. Just see how well you know your bots, how well you were paying attention to last night's episode. Let's go ahead and do our first one here. No, I would imagine you guys can answer these, but let's see here. So our first bot, let's we'll guess that bot and pretend that the thing happens. Okay, so this bot is self-proclaimed. Why is proclaimed 2 words? Self-proclaimed best Reaper.
It means he's been claimed by
the
a
best
professional.
pro, claiming that it's the best Reaper micro. So that doesn't narrow it down. There's like what, 7, 8 Terrans in her, 9 Terrans in her bracket tank.
We need
The
buzzers.
Mac, huh?
We need buzzers or whiteboards.
Yes, we do. Come on, Drek, where's our whiteboard? Our
We've
digital
already
whiteboard.
discussed this one, yeah.
Yeah, bots
My macro is weak compared to bots such as Micro Machine and Ketroc. All right, well, that eliminates 2 potential answers. I also claim to have the best fast mining with a 12% increase. Who remembers from last night which bot did the speed mining?
I think I know.
All right, write it down. This is Jeopardy style. You got to write it down and then show the screen. I'm just
Does that
kidding.
mean I lose?
Yeah.
Laddie can- Laddie, who do you think it is?
I think it's veteran or veteran.
That's right.
You guys, would you all agree?
Yeah, I would
agree.
definitely agree with that.
Ding, 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 ding. You are correct. You all get a point. Yeah, we'll make this a little bit better. We'll actually do a proper quiz format next time. Now that we see what's going on
That's
here.
a good idea.
All right, bot 2. We've got 2 potential answers here. So new clues here. This is a new bot. I am one of the few bots that utilizes Nidus network in macro games. If you were paying attention just a few minutes ago. My strength of using scouting data to select which units to build is also its weakness. And it's started as a rewrite of Spiny.
I think we hit all these points in the
Yes,
scout.
yes,
Yeah.
we did.
This, and once again, this is my favorite trans-Newtonian object, Neptunian object.
The dwarf planet.
Yeah.
What is it? Endersword?
It is Eris,
You are correct, and I'm sure
Yes.
everybody at home got that correct as well.
of course.
You know what? I'm gonna work this week. I'll work with Drek. We'll make this an actual like quiz format, something, and try to
Definitely.
make it a little bit more challenging for you guys next time. That was good. Ding, ding, ding! All right, everybody's a winner. Congratulations, we did it. We did it. Postbots is done. We made it through. Hopefully, you all enjoyed our in-depth look at our games last night. Oh yes, Drek Sama wants us to do predictions.
He loves
Drek, who do
predicting.
you think is going to win?
I can't hear him.
Nothing.
No.
Nothing. You know, I mean, you're just going to ignore me like that. Drek thinks that who are we going to say? Drek thinks Tier's going to take another season.
Probably.
2 wins in a row. Now Tier, Micro Machine, and who is it? Are tied at 2 wins apiece for ProBots victories.
Those are the only 2, I believe, who've
Yeah.
No, there was
multi-time
one
winners.
other that won 2, right?
Was there?
I thought.
Spiny, maybe? I don't know.
No. I don't know.
I thought Tyr became the only other bot.
Yeah,
to
I thought he
win
was the
twice.
only multiple.
I could have sworn
I
it was
thought
there was
that's what you
3.
were saying. Maybe.
Huh.
Nesty?
Well, maybe we'll have it as a quiz question for next week.
Yeah, that would be a good one then, because none of us know.
Yeah, none of us actually know.
Yeah.
We'll look it up. All right, predictions. Endersword. Who do you? Is this for the whole shebang?
Are
I
we going
guess.
bracket or the whole thing?
Now let's do
The
next week.
week's bracket.
We'll
yeah.
do next
Next
week.
bracket? Okay.
Yeah. So we got Micro Machine versus Prism Beams.
So I don't know anything about prism beams.
Yeah, it's hard to do predictions when you haven't seen some of these bots, isn't it?
It is it.
Week 1 predictions? Who does that? Come on.
Yeah. I assume that Micro Machine, the goal of prism beams will be to separate Micro Machine into different colors of a spectrum, and use that against them. But I don't know.
Right.
As
Show's
a
over.
Protoss bot, I don't know what he's going to do. But
yeah, you do. Come on.
Okay, he's going to make Tempests and into
come on.
Into a mothership.
Think about his name.
No, I don't know. That's not a good unit. Yeah, I think they should buff it.
What?
I think
What
they should buff
not
it.
A good unit?
It needs to be faster and cheaper again.
More speed.
Yeah, more. It needs another
We
one.
need more speed.
I love that. Like the last patch was like
Void Blink.
Void Rays 8 times better. Bye.
Yeah.
No more patches.
We're out forever.
Yeah, we're done.
To be fair, they're actually viable now, though. Whereas before they were just like,
They were
maybe
before.
if I can mass up 10 of them without getting seen, they can do a little bit of damage.
Yeah, they were only cheese. They were only cheese before, but they're way better cheese now.
Yeah.
I was always doing proxy Void Ray against Terran before, and now it's way better.
Hell yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a hint then. Prism beams is you.
Yeah. Good. Because I think that'll work. Because you have to respond to that. Like, it's a stupid build. Like, if someone knows, even if they know it's coming, you have to respond in a particular way. So if they don't, you're kind of screwed.
All right, Sharkbot versus additional pylons. Ketroc, give us a breakdown of this. Who's gonna win?
These are 2 Protoss bots who are much better than last season. So I know additional pylons is scary for myself. I think I would have to pick Sharkbot, however, though. Mostly because I wanted to see Sharkbot versus Micro Machine, but also because, I don't know. Additional pylons usually isn't a big tournament performer. He's more of a ladder guy. Sharkbot, he doesn't get the nerves that AP gets.
Wow, I'm excited to see some new blood in the water there. All right, Ketroc versus Benbot, Laddie. Who obviously Ketroc, right? Because Ketroc, yeah. Don't want to upset our guest here, yeah. I don't know.
He actually just messaged me the other day on Discord. He's usually just lurking on Discord, but he messaged me, so he must be around doing stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see him on the top 10 here.
I was warring with Micro Machine so long in the ladder that my TVT I think has gotten pretty insane. So I'm hoping to be the first bot to break through Benbot Beastie's defense like butter.
Yeah.
But this overconfidence might bite me in the butt.
Well, and for a little reference for our audience at home, Ketroc is 4th on the ladder right now currently. Additional pylons sitting at 3rd. We've got Veteran at 2nd, and then Micro Machine at 1st. So in our next week's games, we've got like 3 of our top 4 bots from the ladder currently on SC2 Arena. So impressive. I'm excited to see these games.
Me too.
And then Straylock Dominion Dog will be our final match. I guess I should do a prediction, huh?
Sure.
I think Dominion Dog. Actually, I don't know. This one, I was going to say Dominion, but Straylock has also really been stepping up his game in the past couple seasons as well. So
yeah, I think Straylock improved by removing some of the cheese it was trying to do, because it was way better playing the macro games than it was trying to proxy barracks and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it was good once there were times where it was doing the proxy barracks, totally failing, and then falling back to one base and winning the game with like macro. So now it just skipped the first part where it fails. And that should work better.
Well, but we saw, what was it, in our games last night, the Zerg player, Creepmine, or was it Creepmine? Who just kept, who failed, game 2, sacrificing lings left and right, sacrificing mutas left and right, still won the game.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. Hard to say. Yeah, no, I think this is going to be a phenomenal season. It's already shaping up really nicely. I think Tier's going to take another victory this season.
Yeah,
I'm feeling it for Tier. I really am. This is the season of the year of Tier, as it were, in my opinion.
Makes some sense.
I don't think anyone's taken Tier lightly after last season.
Yeah,
I think people are like, we got to come in with backup plans and backup plans for backup plans.
Well, I think that's what's going to be their undoing, is because they're going to have all these plans, and then you're still not going to know what Tier's going to do. He's still going to blindside you with something, you know?
Could be true.
Yeah, he's just got too many builds.
He'll definitely bring something you don't expect.
Yeah,
I'm sure of that much, at least in the finals, if he gets there.
All right. Well, that is our trivia. That is our predictions. Drek, what else do you want us to do? That's it? You know, we were really excited to have Mr. Probot 3000 join us again, but
I know.
He decided he's in the shop currently. Yeah, so he will hopefully be joining us. Let us know in the chat if you guys do enjoy Probot 3000 and how much you want to see him here on ProBots. Make sure you harass us a little bit about that.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Should be.
We'll get him back here. All right, that's all I got. What do you guys want to say to our Crown Club here?
Tune in next week. They probably will. Anyway.
Yeah.
But it'll be good.
Oh my God, that is horrifying. All right, so for our Crown Club members, we're gonna post a special video for you in the studio chat. So check out our Discord, join our Crown Club, which you all already are. That's why you have access to the show. So I don't know why I just said that. Old habits die hard. All right, we're done here. We're gonna go all do some fun things, I'm sure, and we'll be back next week with more ProBots on Thursday, same time, same place. Again, some great games. Make sure y'all tune up and come join us here in Postbots. If you're watching this right now, you can come watch live. There's no reason you can't be in here hanging out with us. You can ask questions in the chat. We've got a special audience chat set up just for you. We'd love to get some more people hanging out in here. We'll get some more bot authors joining us throughout the season, I'm sure, as well. So definitely stay tuned. And that's all. Say bye, everybody. We'll see you all next week. Bye. Oh yeah, and Laddie. We really got to get Laddie's video up here or something. Like, I keep forgetting you exist. I'm sorry. He talks and it scares me. I'm like, oh my God, I forgot he was there. All right, see y'all next week. Thanks for tuning in to Postbots.
Cheers.
Have a good one.
I always forget he's here because